Hello everybody, my name is Petr Koutný and today I am going to show a really fantastic chess game, a really fantastic chess battle, and I believe that you are going to enjoy this video. David Navara playing with white pieces and Alexander Grischuk playing with black pieces. This game was played on Olympiad 2014 and this is a really amazing and beautiful game where David Navara is going to sacrifice his piece for attack, and of course maybe his attack is not leading for a winning position, but like everybody knows, in a difficult position it's not hard to make a mistake, and Alexander will play a blunder and at the end he is going to lose this beautiful fight. So that's the story about this game, and now it's up to us to watch this beautiful game till end. Nothing special happened, both players are playing well-known moves, and still even f4 and knight d7 was played many times before. Bishop h4 is a threat, and for this reason is good to play short castle, and of course that's happened. Knight d4 exchange, and now finally queen d2 is the first new move here. So what we saw first 12 moves where both players were following older chess games, and now David Navara is going to surprise his opponent. He played queen d2 and maybe he is looking to square h6, because h6 used to be weak square, and in case David is launching attack against black's king, h6 is something like hook, good hook to launch attack. So rook b8, and this is a good move because black would like to fianchet his light squares bishop, and for this reason he is playing rook b8, b5 and bishop b7. David played rook d1 and now knight e2. It's good to think about square d4 for this knight, or g3 and maybe knight h5. Of course, still white's hope is to start attack against black's king. Yes, this is a typical plan in such a typical positions where black is searching for counter-attack on queen side, and in the same time white is starting launching attack against black's king side. And now, because both players are playing for active position, it's everything about activity and attack. So queen c7 and f5 and knight g3 is going to be played, rook e8, and all moves I think making sense because both players are trying to prepare their position for fight. So now bishop d4, and this is interesting and a really provocative move, because of course white is going to waste a move. Black is going to play move e5, but the center is going to be locked, and maybe this move is giving whites bigger chances to start attack against black's king, because everybody knows that if center is closed, we have chance to start sides attack. So bishop d4 and e5, and now bishop b7. Black is maybe happy because his bishop found it a beautiful line, and black's plan is to play rook d8 and d5. Now it's only now and never more tomorrow for white to start attack, because if black has chance to play rook d8 and d5 is going to open a center, there is no more chances for attack, and for this reason David is going to sack his bishop. What a beautiful continuation, where it's very difficult to see end of this variation, and it's very difficult to find the right evaluation of this variation, because of course at the first look white is going to sack his bishop, at the second look black's king is going to be under heavy pressure and in a deep danger, and it's a question of how black is going to defend his position, and of course it's a question how big fantasy will show white player. So of course black took on g6, and now what to say about this position? One piece for 2 pawns and attack seems like to be enough, but we are following game of 2 big fish, and even David Navara and Alexander Grischuk used to be top world chess players, so there is no room for mistakes, there is no room for blunder, and this game is still open. f6 and bishop f8 and queen h5. Yes, all moves made sense. Check on c5 and now queen e3. That was a nice move. Even black is in time trouble. He's trying to save his king with this maneuver queen h6, and white has to be careful, because just imagine that black is going for queen exchange. Without queens there is no more attack, and even h4, queen h6, David Navara is going to exchange his queens and is going to play move g5. Maybe right now has a small compensation for his missing piece because of locked dark squares bishop on f8. This bishop has no room where to go, and the second piece is locked on h7, so maybe this is a small compensation for piece. But if black is going to find somehow how to give life to these bad 2 minor pieces, maybe white will face big difficulties. Yes, as I told you, David Navara was sacrificing piece, and it was hard to see end of this variation, and still maybe it's much more about instinct than the right calculation, and I think that both players saw this position before, and black was thinking that he is able to hold this position, and David maybe believe that this position is with some chances for play for advantage. So knight f5. Okay, what's happened now? Happened g6, and bishop h6 is probably a losing mistake. Yes, if I'm coming back, this position maybe is difficult. It's difficult for black because it's hard to play without 2 minor pieces, and believe that even you playing position with piece up, you have chance to win this game. And as everybody knows, in a difficult position it's not hard to play a blunder, and after g6 black is going to blunder his move and position is going down. The best move here, it was after g6 to play rook c8. That's probably only one move, and it's difficult to find this move because, for example, after this variation, after rook f2, I think that white is on the top, but the game is far from over. Hopefully you agree that this game is far from the over, and yes, we have to come back because this is another story and another game, and that was only variation because black played bishop h6, and this move fails tactically. Knight f5, and if black is playing bishop f8, that is g7 exchange, and this position is absolutely won for white because these 2 strong pass pawns are not only pass pawns but are winning pawns for white. That's only sides variation because after bishop f4 David is going to sack his exchange, and I think that he played this move really fast. Maybe for somebody this move is difficult, for anybody or another players it's not a difficult move because just to accept this rook, there is a knight on h6 and g7 mate, and that's a variation why for black it's hard to accept this sacrifice, and for this reason he's lost in every variation since now. So check on f7, knight d6, and now knight e8. White has already more than one way to go for victory, and David decided to play this variation. So after a few exchange and rook d6, it's not hard to see that this position is hopeless for black and it's easy winning position for white. That was a beautiful fight, and you know, there was a brave sack bishop on h6 with unclear variation at the end, and in an unclear position black played a blunder, and at the end we are following beautiful winning position for white. I hope that you saw a good game and good video, because right now we saw the last move and David Navarra won this game after beautiful sack. I'm going back and I'm going to show this sack again, because that was a top move of this game, and sometimes we have to be brave. Sometimes we have to sack something or to undertake some maybe risky moves, and that was the time of this game. Because if white is not brave, if white is not active right now, black should have a time to play rook d8 and d5, and maybe will have a good position. So sometimes we have only one chance, and this chance was only now, and it was nice to see how top chess players knows when the most important time of the game is here, and how they are playing for their chances. So sometimes we have only one chance and we have to take this chance and maybe play some risky moves to be able to outplay our opponent. And that was game what I'm trying to show you, and it's good to remember the game of two great chess players, David Navarra and Alexander Grischuk. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if yes, feel free and press like or press follow and made my day. Thank you, see you soon, take care, bye bye.